So Brisbane Global Tens tournament kicks off tomorrow in Brisbane. First question really, do we care? Do we care that the Brisbane Tens is on tomorrow? I would argue that if you're a fan of any of these teams who are participating in the tournament, you have to care at least to the point of, like, please don't let any of our players get injured. That has to be your baseline. And how interested you are in the tournament kind of as an individual thing. It got a bit of flack last year in its inaugural year, largely for the attendances, which looked on camera anyway to be poor because it was really hot during the games. I wasn't there, but all the reports said it was like high 30s in Brisbane, and then if you were sitting in the seats, it was like 40 plus. So yeah, no one wanted to sit in sunlight, so everyone kind of headed off back into where there was some shade. So it looked like the stadium was empty, which does not make for good television. And it also got a bit of flack just for, what's it for? We've got 7s, we've got 15s. If you want less, but more than 7, maybe go watch Rugby League because that's 13. Even Rugby League had 9s, although that seems to have gone. So yeah, what's the point of having this 10s tournament? And it is just a cash grab. It's just another, it's run by Duco, so they're like they organize events, Duco events. So that's their job, is to organize an event which gets lots of people to go on to make some money. So it's a cash grab. I think if you can accept that it's a cash grab, and if hopefully your players of your team don't get injured, then you can kind of appreciate for being a bit of fun. Whether or not you sit there and watch all of it is another question. Like, I certainly won't be watching. I think it's 4:30 in the afternoon New Zealand time until 1:30 in the morning. I'm not going to be watching that much Brisbane Tens. I'll flick through it when I get home, and I'll have a look on Saturday. But I'm definitely not going to be sitting down and watching the whole lot. I will give the guys who organise it a bit of credit because they've made some improvements on last year. Like I said, it was really hot last year, so they've moved the game times back. So there's no middle of the day games. It's all afternoon and evening, which should help with the temperature, because the temperature was affecting the fans and it was affecting the players. So not a great crowd experience and not a great player experience, which affects the quality of the product. So I'll give them credit for that. Supposedly they've improved like ticketing, so you can now buy just one day. You don't have to buy both. That's good. As customers, as fans, we want those options. So I'm all for them kind of listening to what people want. So they're trying to improve it. That's good. I feel like it has to do pretty well this year, otherwise it might not last. If it doesn't last, I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just another preseason tournament, which is not essential. But if you're into a bit of fun, kind of that festival style, then yeah, that's cool. That's like, I don't see any real reason to get worked up about it. As a coach, you probably don't want your best guys going. And to be fair, a lot of the best guys aren't going. Like, none of the All Blacks are going because they're still on their mandated leave period. And that was one of the criticisms they got last year, is they used a bunch of guys in the advertising for the comp to sell tickets who didn't end up playing. And people felt pretty ripped off about that. So yeah, there was a lot of bad press last year. They've got some big names in this year. So they've got, aside from they've got some of the old boys to come back. King Carlos is back. He will draw fans, Blues fans who just want to see the King back in action, and also probably his haters, because he's a pretty divisive figure, who want to see his 40-year-old body get drilled into the ground. So either way, it's win-win. Everyone gets to see something they like. Drew Mitchell's going to come back from the Waratahs, so there's a few other the old old boys coming out for the weekend fun. So that's fine. It adds to the festival atmosphere. But I mean, in terms of proper big names, so Karevi's going to be playing. I mean, you think Queensland has to put out a pretty decent side because it's their ground. Beale's going to be playing. Julian Savia is playing. Guinea is playing. Digby Ioane's playing for the Japanese team, which is coming over. So, yeah, I mean, if you're into rugby at least a little bit and feel like having a weekend in Brisbane and hitting the beach and watching a bit of rugby while you're there, having a few drinks, I think it's perfect. But if you just wanted to go for the rugby, I don't know if it'd be worth going. But, yeah, like I said, it is what it is. I'm not one of those people who thinks it should be just banned. The coaches. I listened to Laurie Fisher, the assistant coach of the Brumbies, talk about it today, and he obviously can't bag it for being awful, but he didn't sound that thrilled about it. He basically said it has good parts to it. Like you can, they get some practice on defending in space. Obviously, with less guys on the field, they have to cover more ground on defence, and it's helpful for like their competitive instinct. So yeah, I mean, in pre-season hit-outs on the training ground, you don't have that kind of edge about it. So at least this has that. But yeah, I don't think he was keen to see his best boys out on the paddock there in case they got injured for the real season, which is coming up. So yeah, as a fan, it's fine. If it goes next year and doesn't come back, it's fine. If it stays, it's fine. I'm not really too fussed either way. It'll do. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Blues will do a bit better than they did last year. Didn't win any games in the tens. Not even in the tens, Blues. Come on. Anyway, that'll do for this one. Have a look at the tens if you got time. If you don't, then proper season's not too far away. All right, catch you guys later.